Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're talking about everything Dafinity's internet computer. We're going to be talking about the news. We're going to be talking about some of the charts in the ecosystem. But there's one thing, folks, that's about to change the game for internet computer forever. This is called Caffeine AI. Now, this, folks, is like ChatGPT, but it's for like building applications and things like that on chain. You basically tell this application what you want it to build. It will build you a website or a dApp, and it will deploy it on chain. There is absolutely nothing like this that exists anywhere in the world. ICP is going to change overnight as we know it. We are going to see ICP potentially go deflationary faster than you can shake a stick at it. I'm here for it. We've got Kuoka, folks. Typically, I stay away from meme coins until they've established themselves within the community. There's a lot of people scamming on the IC, that's for sure. But when it comes down to this new meme coin, I'll make an exception for it. Kuoka, which was founded by Hank Alicious. Now, Hank has a great reputation that's very honorable in the ICP community. He has fought off a lot of the fraudsters and things like that. And I'm 100% sure he's not going to rug. So with that said, I do think that this is something to get behind, something that you can actually probably be comfortable holding. Obviously, don't bet the farm on it. Only play with what you can afford to lose. But Kuoka, we're going to be doing some TA and kind of following this one a little closer. Lenfinity is now live. I don't know much about this, but the founder reached out to me. Hey, I met you in Portugal last summer for some internet computer stuff I was doing over there. And they now have a platform, which we're going to talk about maybe in the next video or so. But give them a check out there. Lucas Demos, the blockchain boy, baby. 99% of crypto projects are marketed heavily before any product exists. Now, we are going to absolutely agree with that 100%. This is the case. And we're going to be talking about KongSwap and the SNS launch that they did in just a second. But this could have happened with Cyclix Games, but it didn't. Now, guys, I've been telling you guys about Cyclix Games since it was at 18 cents. I believe now it's at like $1.20, something like that. We're going to be looking at those charts here in just a second because we are possibly on the heels of seeing this thing go for another run. Basically, they have now loaded in a ton of games into the casino. It's only a matter of time now before they start kicking up the marketing and things like that. And you can receive a revenue share and more rewards with the CYG token, which is available on Uniswap. So there's some incentives to hold this token. There's only 14.5 million of them in existence approximately right now. It's very deflationary. PacaPump, folks, is launching or is officially launched the PacaPump, which is a meme coin launchpad, something the internet computer desperately needs. We need as many launchpads as possible. Doesn't matter who's behind it. We need as many of them as we can get because the more meme coins, the more shit that's pumping, the more stuff that's dumping, the more eyes get on the ecosystem, right? So this is great. I'm all about this. Seamlessly create a token in just seconds on PacaPump, and tokens will bond to KongSwap, folks. Now, KongSwap, I am an advisor for, so I'm privy to information that you are not. And I can tell you guys this. There's going to be some big things they're about to drop coming up here probably within the next week. I've seen this stuff with my own eyes. It's going to change the game for DEXs on the internet computer as we know it. I'll say this. There's nothing else like this. KongSwap has really, in a sense, made itself a blue chip DEX. It's the fastest, most reliable. It just works. It's great. But the developments that are about to get released, folks, woo-wee, I am here for that too. But we got the Kong swap charts, folks. Now, this thing is doing pretty well. Kong swap has done phenomenally well. Ever since the SNS launch, Kong swap has had a product out for the basically the cryptoverse to see. Hey, we've got a working product. We need this SNS launch to improve it and make this thing the best that it can be. So this thing has been up only, and with this latest dip, we actually retraced beautifully right down to the 0.50 Fibonacci retracement level. So this is great to see, and I do think that we are probably on the way back up to all-time highs at 0.03369-ish. But here's the kicker. If this thing goes into some sort of Elliott wave theory momentum, basically we can take span 0 to 1 and automatically know that span 2 to 3 cannot be shorter than span 0 to 1. So with that said, I do think that we could see price action rip right up to this 200 level on the Fibonacci extension. So I do think that we are on the verge of possibly seeing Kong swap really go for a jog. At least I hope. I would really like to see some Elliott wave theory momentum right up to 10 cents. That is going to be a sweet spot for Kong swap. So keep your eye on Kong swap, folks. EXE is doing damage, man. This thing is absolutely ripping. And I do think that we are in the early stages of really potentially seeing an inverse head and shoulders or some sort of cup and handle form with EXE. We've got a very nice textbook head and shoulders pattern here. I'm not sure what just happened there, but we got a very nice textbook head and shoulders pattern, as you guys can see. And right now we saw price action kind of dip back into the pattern here because the whole markets took a dump. But I do think that we are still possibly gearing up to see EXE at least run up to this $2 level, possibly back to all-time highs at right around that $2.50-ish mark. So I do think that right now we just need to be patient with EXE and enjoy the ride. Now, Bob. This, folks, I've told you guys about Bob. This is TA from the last video that I did a week and a half ago. So you can see that all my old TA is still up here from the last time. I was telling you guys, big ass cup and handle that has formed. That's it. That's it. I mean, huge. And you guys can see what happened. Now this thing's off to the races, and it's following my Fibonacci channel that I drew up a week and a half ago to a T. You see this thing came right up, boom, reverse, came right down, reversed off this trend line, and then right back up to the 786. So I do think that we are gearing up to see a massive move on Bob to the upside. And really, I would really love to see Bob maybe rip up to at least the $2.43 level to $3.60, somewhere in that neighborhood. We're going to have to keep our eyes close on Bob. Of course, meme coins are freaking flammable, right? Whole market is up today, which is great to see. And ICP, folks, is doing great as well. Bear with me 1 second. I need to change the visibility on my candles. There we go. Right now we are seeing just an absolute textbook bull pennant on the 1 hour chart. So we got a very nice symmetrical triangle squeeze. I'm hoping that we're going to see this thing run right up to about $13.76, somewhere in there. If this thing breaks down, expect it to come and play tag with this 50 moving average back around $12. But at this point in time, we do have some Elliott wave theory momentum, so I'm hoping that we get that last push up to about $13.82. Then I think that we are well on our way to go back up to this $15.43-ish level. One thing that I want you guys to understand here, and this is why I love Ichimoku cloud trading, folks. This is the only thing I use. I can tell you when there's going to be massive pullbacks. Really, when it comes to like the daily chart, when price like this gets way too far away from the Ichimoku cloud, I know that there is a retracement that's probably coming. And we're going to see this thing probably do one of these things. Yeah, I do think that we could see ICP, maybe just kind of bounce around, maybe do some sort of symmetrical triangle squeeze right into this 50 moving average on this daily chart. This is going to be very important. Once that happens, ICP is going to go for another jog. Now, we did briefly cover CYG, folks, and CYG is in a very, very nice pattern as well. You guys can see that this thing has been ripping, and I've been telling everybody about this. My mom even dropped a G on CYG, but I've been telling you guys about this thing since it was at 18, 19 cents. And this thing has gone absolutely parabolic. And with the addition to all these games in their casino and the marketing push, they haven't even done marketing. That's the other thing. So we're about to see some crazy stuff potentially happen with CYG. But we are seeing a very nice pattern form out right now at this point in time. Daily chart looks beautiful. 3-day chart looks amazing. We might get a little bit closer to this 50 moving average or the shoulder of this cloud here before we go for that next move up. And I think that it's going to be very aggressive when that does happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's show, and we'll be back Friday with some more goodies. I've got some really cool stuff planned for you, and we'll see you on the next one.